Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. Hopefully this won't come across as unpatriotic, but one thing that we're not very good at here in the US is sleeping. Over 40 million Americans have some type of chronic sleep disorder. Insomnia is the most prevalent, and symptoms include difficulty falling asleep, difficulty staying asleep, waking up too early, or feeling tired upon waking. Sleep apnea impacts somewhere between 12 and 20 million Americans, and the condition is characterized by an interruption in a person's breathing while they sleep. These interruptions can last anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds and usually result in the person gasping to regain their breath. And it can happen multiple times in just one night, which then of course results in daytime sleepiness because of a lack of quality sleep. And if left unchecked, it can lead to things like hypertension and can actually become life-threatening. But whether you're an insomniac, have sleep apnea, or like me, simply choose to get less sleep than you need, then a condition called sleep deprivation becomes the enemy. Sleep deprivation leaves us constantly sleepy, without energy, clumsy, anxious, and irritable. It can also cause memory loss, difficulty concentrating, and dealing with stress. And the sleep-deprived may feel socially awkward, and even have a reduced interest in sex. Sleep deprivation is cumulative, and if we miss an hour, it adds to the total. And if we don't make it up, then over time, a sleep debt can grow that will negatively impact just about everything that we do. Multiple studies point to a lack of sleep as linked to the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. So if diabetes runs in your family, then not sleeping might be making matters worse. And if you're trying to lose some weight by watching what and how much you eat, shortchanging your shut-eye can negate those efforts completely. Researchers have even concluded lack of sleep can contribute to premature death. Sleep deprivation can also have deadly circumstances behind the wheel. University of Surrey Sleep Research Center found the effects of sleep deprivation comparable to those of being inebriated. And you'd be alarmed at the number of people driving sleep drunk every day on US highways. Sleep has been characterized as perhaps the most powerful medicine we've got. Our bodies heal while we sleep, both physically and mentally. If we don't shut down, our body can't repair itself. So if you're spending lots of time working out but not sleeping, it's like taking 2 steps forward and 2 or maybe 3 steps back. Same thing goes for our brains. New information is solidified when we sleep. So just like our muscles, we can work out our brains by doing complex and novel activities or playing games online like FitBrains. But if we're not getting good snooze time, we're not maximizing those educational efforts, which means we're also not reducing the likelihood of things like Alzheimer's as much as we think we are. Relationally, maybe we're working on reconnecting with our spouse now that the kids are gone. Maybe even getting a little marital counseling. But the irritability brought on by sleep deprivation makes that ground a lot tougher to cover. So how do we counteract this issue? By getting serious about getting the right amount of good quality, uninterrupted sleep. Northside Hospital's Sleep Disorder Center and Cornell University professor Dr. James Moss agree on these easy tips, increasing the likelihood that you'll experience deep, uninterrupted sleep. Number 1, go to bed around the same time every night and get up around the same time every morning, even on the weekends. Number 2, avoid all stimuli like caffeine and late-night television or computer work. Number 3, create a good sleep environment, one that's calm, dark, cold, and clutter-free. And if you get less than the amount of sleep that you need, then get serious about making it up as soon as possible. Otherwise, you'll build up a sleep debt that will have a negative impact across the board. Since we spend a third of our life sleeping, it seems like we ought to do a better job of it. If you got a problem with insomnia or sleep apnea, go see somebody about it and get it fixed. Let's get these sleep debts down to 0 so we can all make the second half as spectacular as we want it to be. See ya.